Hello, I am Jignesh Desai, Assistant Professor at LIT Sarigam. In this particular lecture, we are going to discuss about the transformer protection. Transformer is a very important device or equipment in the power system network. Due to this relatively simple construction and it is a static device, the probability of the occurrence of the fault in the transformers are generally rare. But when the fault occurs in the transformer, that will impact power system a lot and has to be clear as fast as possible. Apart from that, different type of faults in the transformer have their different characteristics, and hence it is complicated to detect using one single relay to each fault of the transformer. Hence, the relaying scheme is to be designed for each different fault or different kind of fault differently. In this particular lecture, we will start with the types of fault in the transformer, and then we will end this particular topic in this particular video by the gas operated relay. Let us first discuss the types of fault in the transformer. For the purpose of the discussion only, faults can be divided into the three main classes for the transformer: fault in auxiliary equipment of the transformer, internal fault in the transformer winding, and external faults. Now, if we briefly discuss about the fault in auxiliary equipment of the transformer, then this particular faults are not generally impact the transformer immediately, but if it is not detected early stages, that result into the major fault, and that impact the transformer a lot. Apart from that, there are different kind of detections has been provided for this auxiliary equipment. We will discuss this in the next slide. And then internal fault in the transformer windings. The internal fault in the transformer windings are generally faults between the two windings, between the HV winding and LV winding windings. It may be a interturn faults, means the fault between the like this between the two turns of the same winding. So, that kind of interturn faults may be there into the transformer, or it may be a fault between the windings and core, means the winding has been due to the improper insulation or degradation in the insulation, the current is passed through the core and to the ground. So, this kind of winding to core faults also may be there in the transformer. So, these are the internal faults, and these internal faults are generally impact a lot, means in this case we need to immediately detect these faults and disconnect the transformer from this condition. Otherwise, it will creates a huge blast even in the case of oil immersed kind of transformer. Apart from that, external faults are generally not impact the transformer immediately, but so in that case we pass the predetermined we pass the fault current. In the case of external fault, we allow some time to clear this external fault by the system relays. Otherwise, that backup protection scheme has been provided for the transformer, and in the case if the fault is not cleared by the system relays, then time graded backup overcurrent relays generally used for this kind of external faults. In that case, means external for this kind of external fault, if it is not clear, then overcurrent relay will trip the transformer, trip the circuit breakers and disconnect the transformer from this external fault condition, because we cannot allow the external faults for a long time, which can eventually deteriorate the lives of the insulations as well as the transformer overall. So, now let us discuss the fault in the auxiliary equipment slightly in detail. So, as I already told, the faults in auxiliary equipments do not affect the transformer immediately, as I already discussed this particular point. But if we are not clearing this, or if we are not detecting this particular fault initially, then that creates a major impact, and that converts into the major fault, or it may be converted into the internal fault later on. So, what are the different failures or faults which can be arise into the transformer due to the auxiliary equipment? The first is due to the oil leakage in the transformer tank. Generally, when if the oil of the transformer is leaked and the level of the oil will goes down, then the bushing and the winding of the transformer are exposed by the air, and that will when this bushing and the other parts are exposed by the windings will exposed by the air, that will increase the temperature of the winding, and later on it will deteriorate the life of insulation and convert into the major fault. So generally, when this oil level reduce in this conservator tank, you can see this conservator tank in this particular figure. When this conservator tank is provided at the top of the transformer, when this oil is leaked and the level of the oil reduce, here there is a oil level indicator is provided, and we can observe that oil level indicator, and we can detect this particular situations by inspection. Okay. And then second is deterioration of the dielectric strength of the oil. So deterioration of the dielectric strength of the oil is generally due to the failure of this particular device, that is called a breather. So this particular conservator tank is half empty, because due to the load variations, the oil level in this particular conservator tanks are sometimes goes high and sometimes goes down, and that oil level will be keep on changing. Generally, transformer tanks are fully filled with the oil, and these conservator tanks are half filled with the oil, and that particular conservator tanks are generally allow that variation in the load, and so the variation in oil level. Now, if in some case due to the load changes, this oil level change, that will not impact the overall transformer performance. Now, this particular breathers are generally provided with this particular conservator tanks will take a breath using this breather that will allow this air inside to the conservator tank. Now, this particular breather have this construction as shown in this particular second number figure, where it have two type of things are used. One is one particular oil cup is used initially, having the oil which can consume the, or which consume all the moistures from the air, and dry air has been passed through this silica gel. Once again, silica also takes all the moistures from the air, and dry air enters to the conservator tank. If this moisture will enter to the conservator tank, it will deteriorate the life of the oil, it will deteriorate overall oil, and so that particular oil goes inside of the transformer, and that also deteriorate the overall strength of the insulation of the transformer. So if deterioration has happened, then that converts into the fault. So generally, this particular breather is replaced if the silica gel color is changed. But due to this construction, dual construction, life is increased of this particular device. Now, the third is the failure of the ventilation system. Many times the cooling system of the transformer fails, and in that particular case, the windings is more heated up, and that will heating of the winding will generally deteriorate the insulation of the winding and overall transformer performance, and hence that later on convert into the interturn fault, or it may be a fault between the HV and LV windings. So this kind of failure in the ventilation system has to be detected earlier as possible, and in that case inspection is required. And then the fourth one is the weakening of the insulation between lamination of the core and core bolt insulations. Weakening of the insulation between lamination of the core and core bolt insulation result into the increase the eddy current losses, and hence it rises the temperature of the core, and hence this may be leads to a failure of the insulation of the winding. Sometimes improper joint and connections are also creates a local hotspot, local heating, and so we need to inspect this particular condition, or if during the manufacturing itself if the joints are improper, or improper connections are there, and if this particular joint is oil immersed, then oil temperature and winding temperature will goes high, and in that case gas operated relay will very helpful, and that particular relay will discuss in this point in this lecture later on. So, that gas operated relay will create an alarm in this particular condition. And lastly, the interturn faults. So, if only a few turns of the any of the windings are sorted, as I already previously shown like this, if the few turns are sorted like this, then the electrical relay will not operate, because the incoming current and outgoing currents are similar in that case. We will take this discussion later on in detail. Right now, we assume that in case of internal faults, interturn faults, sorry, the incoming and outgoing currents are same, and the relay cannot be able to detect this condition. So, here also a gas operated relay will be very helpful. So, these all are the faults in the auxiliary pin, and these 5 things are there. Oil level indicator is there, oil temperature indicator is there, winding temperature indicator is there, and a gas operated relays are provided for this particular auxiliary fault fault in the auxiliary equipment of the transformer. Okay. So, now let us see some of the internal faults images. So, this is the core fault image, you can see over here. This is a core fault image. The actual core fault happens in the transformer. So, this will impact the overall transformer a lot. It will damage the transformer hugely, and transformer replacement, maybe sometimes overall winding replacement has been required. That will cost a lot, because in the huge power transformer, the cost of this particular goes into the lakhs of rupees. This is the interturn fault of the transformer. You can see here also, okay, not here, but here. You can see interturn fault of the transformer. Okay. So, such fault can develop because of the overload conditions, okay, and sometimes due to the loose contacts, sometimes due to the over voltage conditions, sometimes due to the lighting as well, and switching surges also create this kind of internal faults like core faults and interturn faults. Okay. External fault, let us briefly discuss. The through faults can occur due to the overload or external short circuited. As I already discussed in the beginning, that such a fault occur, the transformer do not require to disconnect immediately, but after some time, or after allowing to predetermined time, during which the other system gear has to operate for this condition. As I already previously discussed, the sustained overload conditions can be detected by the thermal relay, and which can give the alarm, and that situation can be attended to the supply or the supply will be disconnected if necessary. Short circuit conditions happen if the outside of the transformer. Time graded overcurrent relays are generally employed for the reliability of the transformer. Finally, in the concluding part over here is that for the reliable operation of a power transformer, it adequate design, care in erection, proper maintenance, and provision of certain protective equipment is must. Okay. Now, let us come to the gas operated relay. So, as I already discussed, this gas operated relay are generally used for the auxiliary fault detections and interturn fault detections. Many times the minor faults occur, as we discussed earlier in the case of auxiliary faults. It creates a local spot of temperature of around 350 degrees centigrade, and because of this high temperature, the oil inside of the transformer is decomposed into the gases, and this gas rise through the oil and accumulated at the top of the transformer. Now, between this condenser tank like this and the transformer, in this between this piping, we have a gas operated relay. We generally put a location of this gas operated is generally between this two major part of the transformer, and this particular gas operated relay detect this particular condition. Now, let us see the name of this particular relay which we are going to discuss is Buchholz relay. It have a two particular condition. It operates generally provides alarm when the specific amount of gas has been accumulated. As I already discussed, it is installed between the main tank and the conservator tank of the transformer. So, this is the construction. As you can see, It is very important to understand the construction, because it's all overall it is based on this particular construction it will going to operate. So, this first one is nothing but the Baffel plates. This particular is the Baffel plates, and mercury switches are shown over here. This is mercury switches. Right now these switches are touched the contact. So, this is in operating condition. Right now it is operated. So, in this particular figure it is showing as a operated condition. Now, this third one is nothing but your float, which is generally balanced. Generally, normally when the oil is totally filled into this Bucose relay, it is normally in a balanced condition. Otherwise, right now the oil level is decreased, so it is slightly tilted, and so mercury switches are touched. So, right now in this condition the mercury is touched that particular two contacts. So, that particular two contacts, as you can see over here, are separated. Now, over here is sorted. That is the difference between these two particular figure. Now, in this is a up top switch, this is a bottom switch, and this particular 4 is generally nothing but a gas is accumulated over there. This is coming from the main tank, means oil from the main tank is coming from this path, and via this part it goes to the concentrator tank. Now, as the relay is normally full of the oil, and the floats are generally seated due to the buoyancy of the nature of these switches, the floats are made of the aluminum material. Now, let us understand the overall operation of this relay. Initially, when incipient fault occur in the transformer, gas is generated, and this generated gas creates a small bubbles like this. Okay, small bubbles are created like this. Small bubbles of gas has been, generally hydrogen gases are there. So, this gas is generated with the small bubbles which pass upward through the relay, which is located in between, as I already discussed. Now, first condition is alarm condition, means the upper float is now no longer, when the bubbles has been created, the upper floats are no longer under the upward thrust, and under the action of the counterweight, which is downside, attract to tilt, it will tilt this mercury switches. The tilting of the mercury switches sorts the two contacts, and the alarm circuit is completed, and thereby giving the warning signal. So, this is how warning signal has been created, means that small bubble will pass through that particular relay, and hence the gas is there in the relay, and that will down the level of the oil, and hence that particular upper float, which is straight, will slightly tilted, and due to the counterweight of that particular floating switches. Now, in tripping condition, in this particular case, when there is a serious fault, is there any fault between the windings or between the windings and the core, this kind of serious fault within the transformer, the gas generated in much larger quantity. It not like bubble, now it is in a larger quantity, and result that Baffel which we have shown in the previous PPT, I just show you that is once again this particular Baffels now no longer in this particular condition, because the large gases rush inside. Because of this will rush like this, as I might shown by my arrow, it will rush like this, make this Baffel plate slightly downwards, and hence it is attached to these switches. You can see this is attached to these switches. So, when large gases is rushed inside, this will downwards like this, this will downwards like this. You can focus on my arrow, this will downwards like this when the gas is in the large quantity, and that is attached to this particular switches. So, that makes this switch tilted down. Okay. So, as a result, that Baffel plate is deflected by the force of the oil as well as gas. Generally, the force of the oil is larger than the gas, and because of the force of both oil and gas mixture tilting the lower float, and hence the mercury switch is again operated. This time the lower mercury switch is operated, and the tripping condition has been generated. So, we will stop over here in this particular class. We will see some of the other kind of gas operated relay in later class. Thank you.